She says she wants me, but her first instinct is to run. I may be trouble, but she never had this much fun.
And we're up and running then. Cool.
All right, awesome. So let's go at it. Welcome to this week's Death in Music. This is the Amy Winehouse episode. This is a show where we basically talk about dead musicians. And I'm here with if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
How's it going? It's Ellie.
And it's your other host here, Robert. And yeah, talking about dead musicians like always, in case you guys don't know.
Welcome to another week.
Yeah, this is.
And you've already introduced our guest of honor, Amy Winehouse, correct?
That's right, Amy Winehouse. This is our 7th episode. It's crazy. It's crazy to think we've already done 7 episodes.
Damn, it was already number 7?
It's number 7, dude. We're about to be on 2 months of dead musicians.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
We're just scratching the surface, too.
Yeah, I know, really. There's a lot out there. There's a lot to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I keep thinking we're going to run out any minute now, and it's like there's so many fucking legends out there. So,
and then somebody new dies, which is always great.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I hate to take so much joy in it, but we got a show to do.
Hey, man, it helps us go on.
Yeah, that's true.
Very sad though.
Yeah, definitely very sad.
How you been, man?
Good. Yourself?
Pretty good, brother.
That's good, man.
Dude, how's your quest for research and information on Amy Winehouse?
Pretty good. There's a lot out there. Her career was kind of short, so I didn't expect there to be much. But like, there's a lot about her, and she was such a fucking just a character that there's a lot of anecdotes about her and stuff. So there would be a lot to say. I figure. What about you?
Same. Back in the day while she was still alive, I didn't like her. Mm-hmm. I just thought she was just another waste of talent.
Yeah.
Because I always thought her voice was nice, but I just thought she was such a waste. So I was just like annoyed by her. And then I really listened to her music one day, and I was like, man, she was a broken soul.
Oh yeah, she was definitely one of those, dude. She had that. She had something was broken inside of her. Had to be. Like, you can't be that good and not have something traumatic, especially like the way she used drugs and some things that were said about her by like I don't know. She's kind of like promiscuous. She's known for being really promiscuous. I mean, she must have had a tortured life, but it sounds like she kept it relatively under wraps.
Yeah, because most of the stuff that came out after her death is it can just be speculation because she's dead. Yeah,
that's true. Although she can't defend herself now. So Mazzy Charchar said when she was alive, did you just want her to get over it and just go to rehab? Was that like your take on her?
Pretty much. It was just like, fuck, like just another one of these bitches that we need in Hollywood. You get me? Like,
yeah,
like we need this. We in the industry, like there's so much talent. Why are we wasting our spotlight on somebody who's a fucking just a waste? You get me? I mean, that's how I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from.
How do you guys feel about that tag that's given to white soul artists? Blue-eyed soul. I mean, she didn't have blue eyes.
No. She's got Jewish soul, dude. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, they're kind of like black, right?
That's true. They're so oppressed, right?
Yeah.
They got that hurt in them.
There's this thing.
I never heard that phrase, blue-eyed soul. I didn't know about that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's not the first time I come across it. Mm-hmm. When it's like a soulful white artist,
right? But
there's a lot of soulful white artists, but she's got that deep-seated soul.
Yeah, when I first heard her, I had no idea. I didn't know what to expect when I first heard her. I didn't know that it was. I didn't even know she was white when I first heard her voice. She sounds like Macy Gray or something. And then,
exactly.
One of the first things I said is, I'm like, oh my god, she sounds like a small white girl swallowed a large black woman. That's what her voice sounds like. And there's something to that, actually, because she has the deepest vocal range for the female type of voice, contralto. which is like basically like the lowest female vocal range. So there's something to that. She actually has a really husky, deep voice. So, or Amy Winehouse, born Amy Jade Winehouse. She was born in the 14th of September, 1983. So makes her 3 years older than me. She would to think she would have been what right now? 35.
She was how older than you? 3 years, you said?
3 years older than me.
And a couple of days, right?
Yeah, in just a couple days. Same month and everything.
A couple days younger. Yeah. Because it was 3 days before my birthday and a couple days after yours. Yeah, man.
Yeah, crazy, huh?
September's got nothing but talent in it.
You know, it's just because everyone's born in September, dude. There's something about it.
It's parents fucking in December.
That's what it is, dude. Yeah. It's that Christmas and New Year's sex, dude.
There you go. That cold January sex.
Yeah, dude. When you got nothing else to do, you can't go out. It's raining.
Stay home fucking.
There you do. That's what you can do.
And then you have wonderful kids in September.
Yep, exactly. It's when all the best children are born. I'm not biased on that. Look at Amy Winehouse. Shit. Jimi Hendrix. There's a lot of good births in September. There's a few other ones, dude. I think. I think he died. Johnny Cash. I think he died this month. I don't know.
September. He died in September.
Yeah, that's right. It was the anniversary of his death. Okay, so she was born in Southgate, London, England. She died in the 23rd of July, 2011 at 27. Again, the 27.
Making her a member, exactly, of the infamous 27 Club. Club 27.
Yeah. So Amy Jade Winehouse, she only had 2 official studio albums. She had a bunch of like bonus work that succeeds her and like stuff that was released after her death, but it's crazy to think that she only released 2 albums and she made that much of an influence on music. Like I think it's really sad. I think she would have been like a Michael Jackson-esque character if she was allowed to really proliferate,
flourish.
Yeah, if they let her live. And I do say if they let her live, because I honestly think she was a casualty of the paparazzi and the media.
I mean, she was pretty fucking socially awkward.
Yeah.
She didn't like. She had trouble with being the center of attention, even though she was a fucking singer.
I know, it's crazy.
So, well, let's start off with her career starts off like what, at 10?
Yeah, pretty early.
She starts this little rap group with her homegirl. It was like a sweet and sour or something like that.
Yeah, short-lived rap group, Sweet and Sour, with Julia Ashby, her childhood friend, in '92.
Right, at the age of like 10, right?
That's pretty young. That's pretty young to be getting down like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. And so she's already basically showing talent. And a bunch of her relatives are musicians. She has a bunch of uncles who are jazz musicians. She has.
Well, her grandmother was a singer, wasn't she?
Yeah, exactly. TLC knockoff? Yeah, judging by the time, 92? Yeah, probably a TLC knockoff, Mazzy.
Yeah, they were a Salt and Pepper knockoff.
Ah, yeah, I could see that. That makes sense.
Sweet and salty, salt and pepper.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, so, so she has a lot of musical history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, already
in her family.
Yeah, she's got it. She's got it in the genes. It's in her background.
Russian and Polish Jew immigrant family ancestry.
Yep.
I think her brother even taught her how to play guitar.
Yeah, that's right. She was jamming on his guitar at the age of 14, and she started her music writing career at the age of 15. And so she's using her brother's guitar, which inspires her to eventually buy her own. And she's taking to music really early. Yet again. And then something that we'll go into depth more or less a little later, but I just wanted to cover the fact that, okay, you got the early childhood prodigy thing again, and then the tortured artist part. It's not like readily apparent as you go through her like history. She looks like she has a relatively like clean life, but it seems like she was really broken up because she had like an absentee father. Like her father wasn't there as often as he should be. He cheated on her mom, and she said it affected her. She said it traumatized her as a young kid. So like again, it's that like confluence of forces of like being really good at it at a young age and then being tortured. It seems like those are the things that That's the recipe for like this superhero. It's the
some type of
spider.
PTSD and shit. Correct.
Yeah, it's something. It's crazy. I guess it's that need to express yourself.
Yeah, it's like some early childhood trauma that has to. Well, I mean, she talked about how, you know, she suffered from depression, and being a musician is what helped her. You know, it was about having the outlet to get that shit out of your system.
Right.
I think we you know, I think everybody who's got some type of outlet, they're always in you seem more broken sometimes just because you let it all out through your creative outlet, you know.
Yeah, that's
artists, fucking musicians, singers, all that shit.
Yeah, you're kind of putting it all out there in public.
Right. It's a lot of socially awkward people.
Yeah, and yeah, she was one of those. She was known for being pretty shy. But also at the same time, she wasn't just shy; she was also a firecracker. So I don't know what it is. I've been thinking actually about how she's like this mystery because she gets called like everything. Like it's like somehow she sings like this very like classy style of jazz music, and then on the other hand, she's like smoking crack and getting like fall down drunk.
Yeah, for real.
Like so you know, classy and not classy at the same time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she was smoking crack and shit, and then there's like two different Amy Winehouses. There was the pothead Amy Winehouse and her music when she was like a pothead and shit, and then there's the drunk Amy Winehouse.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So yeah, so there's like an early and late. It's like. I think the fame just got to her. And then going back to the shyness, like she has said on many interviews, like I saw a couple documentaries here and there and read some stuff, and like she had said on many interviews like she didn't want to be famous, and she didn't define success by chart topping or money. She just defined success on how good of music she could make, and perfect music, and who she worked with, and how much like she could get her talent out there. And it shows, you know, like I think that's what made her who she was. And then I think the fame was actually something she never wanted. I think it was the curse that just came with it.
It just kind of, it just came with it and came with the talent.
It seems like she never wanted to be famous, dude, and she became like too famous for her own good.
But you kind of want to be famous, though. I mean, I think that's kind of bullshit at the same time.
Yeah, like everyone says that, right?
Yeah, because in order for you to like get yourself out there, you kind of want that attention. It's not like I'm just gonna do it and I got discovered. No, you put yourself out there.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's one of those. Being a musician is a show off talent. Like if you're not doing it to show off, you're not really a musician. Like you want to show it off in the end. It's a performance. Because
even if you're just a background, a studio musician or anything. It's the fact that you're on the, you know, you're
on stage with.
You're not just playing. Unless you're just playing in your house and you only do it for yourself and that's it. You obviously want to get out there and make a name for yourself, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not all about a business enterprise. You know, some people do it just for the money, and some people do it to get that attention. You know, maybe lacking in attention or maybe just narcissistic attention.
True. Yeah, that's true. I think you can't be a musician, can't be a performance artist without that part of it. You want some kind of validation by being seen. Correct. So Mazzy asked, which album is the drunk album, which is the weed album? I guess the weed album is Frank, and the drunk album is Back to Black.
Back to Black, yeah.
If I had to say, but man, she's just so fucking. Her music's so good, like it's timeless, dude. Like,
there's this album of hers. It's like I guess it didn't come out. It's called like The Hidden Treasures, I think.
Oh yeah, that's the one after her death, right?
And it's got like some like Rocksteady type stuff in there, and that's the album that like actually got me into her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was like, oh. You know, this is who she really is, you know?
Yeah, she covered some stuff. Like, she covered, like, stuff by, like the specials and stuff, like, on stage, like, live and stuff. Yeah, she was into that kind of music, too, you know?
Yeah, I think she does, what's that special song? Monkey Man?
Oh, yeah. I think she's done a couple of them. She's done a couple, because there's another one. But, yeah, we'll, as we go through here, we'll find it out.
Yeah.
So one other minor thing that I wanted to mention is that she was in entertainment for the World Entertainment News Network. Like for a second, that was like before she actually became like a super successful musician. She did that for a stint. That's just, I don't know. It's interesting to me. She was a journalist at some point, like very early in her career. But yeah, so like as early as 2000.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I found that somewhere. That she, for a split second, she was a journalist for Entertainment News Network in the UK.
So she was already like, well, I mean, she did go to what was that school?
Oh yeah, I think I don't know if I have that in my notes anymore, but yeah, she went to like the music school, the art school.
She went to a theater school.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, so this chick was like, that's what I'm saying. She was putting herself out there since the longest. It's not like she was just some talent that came out of nowhere, or, you know. I mean, she was talented.
Yeah, she was talented.
You know,
but it was like, yeah, but also she was a prodigy. She was working on it since she was, you know, probably like, you know, 10. You said what? 10 years old, basically, right?
Pretty much started doing her little rap stuff with her homegirl.
Yeah.
The school she went to was the Sylvia Young Theater School.
Ah. I have for
pretty
some reason
fucking known.
I have Susie Earnshaw, but maybe she went to a couple. She probably did.
I think her grandmother wanted her to go to the Susie one, but she ended up going to Sylvia Young, where I think it says that she was expelled.
Yeah, but
then
the headmaster denies it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Sylvia Young herself, she denied it. She said that she changed schools and everything, but it was pretty much out there that she had expelled her. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everybody wants to play the saint when somebody's dead.
I know, pretty much. Yeah, like who would come out and admit that they expelled Amy fucking Winehouse and like get laughed at by everybody? Right,
exactly.
Yeah, so like, okay, so she starts to actually basically like sing in like jazz orchestra and starts to like lay down like background vocals on things, and this is like 2000, like around 2000, maybe a little earlier, all in that range from like 2000 to 2002. And she got signed. She got signed to a management company picked her up, and they started paying her 250 euros a week against for future earnings. So that's in 2002. So she's already basically more or less signed in 2002. And people who
at the age of what, like 15, 16?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's crazy because people are hearing her in the background of things and wanting to sign her just based off of that. Like her reputation is already starting to precede her. Something about her voice is already getting in people's ear. So she basically was an instant success, more or less. As soon as she started really doing the recording thing and getting into the studio, there was a demand for her right off the bat. So her friend, soul singer Tyler James, got her started with that by sending a demo tape of hers to an A&R person, like earlier in her career.
So
how it started.
To Island Records, and isn't Island Records where Bob Marley? It's the Jamaican British record label.
Oh shit! Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking it out. That's good to know.
Leslie Kong from 59 in Jamaica. Yeah.
Damn. So wow.
It's a Polygram from 89.
It's so interesting how like whenever we do a show, then the next show there's like something that links back to it. There's always these little like breadcrumbs. Like it's interesting.
Yeah, a little bit, right? There's some connections here and there.
Yeah. It's like all right. 1 degree of
Sorry about
separation
that.
or 2 degrees. Yeah. So okay, but that's really good to know. Thanks for checking that out. So 2003, she's 20 basically. She's either 19 or 20, and that's when she debuts her first album, Frank. And that album is pretty fucking good.
What year?
2003. So she'd be 20. I mean,
she's about 19 or 20, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And there's some things I know about her, like that. She had a boyfriend that you know that song "Stronger Than Me."
If I hear it, I might know it.
Oh, well, it's basically her talking shit, saying that she has a boyfriend and her boyfriend's kind of a bitch and he should be stronger than her. And And like this is actually like more or less written about a boyfriend she had around the time, and it's like, damn, dude, like that's, I don't know, to be commemorated forever in that song. It's got to be kind of shameful.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, there's a lot of video of Amy Winehouse before she's even famous. Like her and her friends were like constantly recording shit, dude. It's crazy.
Were they?
Yeah, and it's something I'm thinking about is that it's kind of funny. Like, you know, I've been going through these artists, and it's like some of them don't have anything on Wikipedia because they're older. But then like Amy Winehouse's career was really short, but you go on Wikipedia and like her fucking thing's gigantic because she's so fresh that everything about her life has been documented.
It's been like pretty much documented and everything, right? Yeah.
It's interesting.
The stuff she wanted out there though, because she was also pretty private.
Yeah, for sure. She wanted to be anyway.
Well, yeah, exactly what she wanted to.
Well, yeah, she was actually somewhat good about it. I mean, it's somewhere in here, but she was able to like get an injunction against the paparazzi and like actually get them to stay away from her with like a fucking, like she got a court order and shit.
I wonder what the. Well, I mean, that's another thing, because a lot of people, I think they do it for clout, you know? A lot of celebrities. Yeah. They want to act like they don't, you know how they used to act like they didn't want fucking TMZ around, but their own, like, people were calling fucking.
Yeah, it's like a PR move.
Yeah, exactly. And now everybody, like, sees the team. You know, when TMZ guys used to get, like, socked out and shit? And now all of a sudden they're everybody's friends.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody greets them all happily and shit.
Yeah, it's like now they've moved into like being a legitimate media source, and they're doing legit gigs and pretending they're paparazzi.
Right. Yeah, but not her. She was one of those few that didn't like that shit.
Yeah, she seemed to be like she had a hatred of paparazzi. She was a violent girl, and there was all kinds of like times she like attacked people. So I'm sure she got into it with some paparazzi. She's been arrested several times. It's good to know about it. I'm so impressed by her, dude, because like Amy Winehouse doesn't give a fuck, dude. And I love it.
She was a straight up rebel.
Yeah, dude. She's one of those, man.
Straight up like rude girl.
Oh yeah. She's
talking about like her music and everything. Yeah, she had the spirit of a rude girl.
Oh, for sure. She channeled that shit, dude.
So, she releases Frank, right? It is in 2003.
Yep, 2003. October 20th, 2003. Produced by Salam Remy. It's her producer. He was with her everywhere. On a lot of like her tours and a lot of like her award ceremonies and stuff. That guy comes with her. I guess they co-wrote basically the whole album together, more or less. And he said, "Oh yeah. I mean, there's a couple covers in there, but it's mostly original stuff. And you might be hard pressed to even tell what's what, because she has a very classic sound to her. You know, she has like her music sounds like standards. Correct. Yeah.
That voice, man. That voice is like real classic. Fucking. What were we saying? Like it's deep.
Oh yeah. She's got a really deep, rich voice, dude. Contralto, yeah. And she sounds like Billie Holiday. I always used to compare her to Billie Holiday, dude. That's what she reminds me of. Like that.
Yeah, when you said Macy Gray, you hit on the nail for me, because I like
that too. Yeah.
When I heard some of her stuff at first, I thought it was Macy Gray until I figured out it was this Jewish chick from the UK. You know.
Yeah, it's funny, dude. You wouldn't expect her to have that voice, dude. She like, and also especially when she talks like just her normal conversational voice, she just sounds like any other like British chick, dude. Like, but then as soon as she like opens her mouth to sing, it's like, oh shit,
there she goes.
Yeah. So even though that album was released with not that much fanfare, by the next year it charts. It climbs to 60, and then it climbs to 13 in the UK charts in 2004. So not quite that year, but you know once it starts getting traction.
Pretty much a year later.
Just about a whole year later.
Yeah, it even fucking achieved platinum, didn't it?
Yeah, it went platinum. Yeah, which I'm sure both of the albums did, dude, because she's one of the most sold singers of all time.
Yeah, before we jump the gun, I do want to say that she did break some
records.
Some records. So I know we'll get there, but she was she was pretty much a force. Once she was discovered fully, she became a force to like to know. You know, like she was becoming a household name little by little.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and she won a whole bunch of awards. She won like the Ivor Novello Award, and there's something else. It's like the equivalent of like the UK Grammy. She was winning awards at jazz festivals. She was like winning a circuit of awards, dude.
You meant the Mercury Music Prize Award?
That's what it is.
Or something like that?
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Jazz festivals, like you said, correct.
Yeah, lots of getting around, dude. So she was basically winning awards like all over the place already. Like she was getting the acknowledgement she deserved instantly. I don't know what she had, dude, but she had it.
Yeah. Talent.
Yeah. But in 2005, that's when she starts going through like her first like period of like heavy drinking, drug use, weight loss. She struggled with bulimia and anorexia. Her brother actually blames her death on that because
I kind of blame that fucking what's that fucking douchebag's name? Something Civil? Blake Fielder Civil.
Blake, there you go.
Yeah, he's the one that got her into heroin, though.
Yeah, dude. Him and her were like a terrible influence on each other.
Yeah, this is like in her 2005 years. You know, like this is when it starts. They get married after 2 years. This is the BackToBlack album.
Yeah.
Once they're married, so this is a pretty dark part of her life because I mean this motherfucker got her into heroin and shit.
Yeah, dude. He also seemed like emotionally abusive and distant.
He was a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah, he was a bastard. He's a piece of crap.
Yeah. He goes to jail for 27 months for some bar fight, and it got her deeper into the addiction when he was in prison. Because I mean, this was a girl who was pretty much like emotionally unstable as well. Mm-hmm. She found this douchebag who thought loved her, but he was just a fucking. I feel like he was always a leech.
Oh, dude, I'm sure he's one of those, dude. He's one of the. I'm sure he smelled her fame, dude, and was like all over her.
Yeah, no matter what, I think he's a piece of shit. And this is like, I saw the documentary and everything, and he to me he's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a bastard.
No matter what. Yeah,
he probably also is somewhat to blame for her death. It's like you could say her, you could say kind of the media for driving her to have to, I don't know, vent her frustrations the way she did. I mean, you could point the finger at a lot of things, dude. Her addictions, of course, but then like. Again, her brother said he blamed the bulimia because if it weren't for the bulimia, her blood alcohol level wouldn't have mattered so much. You know what I mean?
True. Correct. Yeah.
And do you remember what she was looking like, dude? Like the past couple years, like
the last like 3 years before her death type shit.
Yeah, and everyone was saying it, dude. Everyone was like, "Oh, she's gonna die any day now."
That's when I was like tired of her because I was just like, "Dude, she's so fucking talented. This bitch is just wasting away." Like, I don't want to give her what she was going through, but like, I get it. Even then, what was that?
I was saying, I get it. Like sometimes you see someone like that, and you're like, "Fuck them. They don't deserve sympathy. They're so whiny. Like, get your shit together."
Not when this bitch is like snorting vodka and everything,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, she was going off the rails pretty hard.
Yeah, that's when I was like, you know what? I'm done with this chick. Like, I'm not even into her music. This is before I had listened to the shit that I like from her. So I just wrote her off like quick, and like, I mean, it was just you're supposed to be so talented, you're walking around like a fucking alien because she got to that point where she was just like. Nothing but bones.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're talking about, right? Like I remember that part.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, when she just looked so frail, dude. She looked like a gust of wind would knock her over, and like, yeah, dude. And she was just like seen doing like she was just like in the news for doing a different amount of drugs every day. She in like 1 or 2 years she had been hospitalized for overdose like multiple times, and that made the news. I remember that.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone was just saying, everyone was like, "Oh, she's a powder keg. She's gonna go any minute." Like, sad.
The alcohol and everything is just, it's pretty fucked up, man. Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, Mazzy, that's a good point. The pie chart of what did her in is made up of finger thin sections. Like, yeah, it's true. It's true. Like, there's so many things influencing her that it was almost bound to happen. It's so sad, dude. She's such a casualty.
member of the Club 27, bro.
Club 27. Yeah, dude.
It's like a flash. You know, her fucking career is just comes in heavy like a fucking. It's just a flash flood.
Yeah, dude. And then someone who's
Kurt Cobain, you know, like people like that.
Jim Morrison, all these people who it's like they're so. I almost want to say like too influential or too charismatic for their own good, like, and they're not prepared for how much fame is coming at them. You know what I mean? How much success.
I just really hate this Blake guy though.
Dude, I hate him too.
Just to get back at that, cause it's just like you got her into fucking crack, bro. Like,
yeah, he got her into hard drugs.
You got her into heroin and crack, and like this girl was becoming something. You were just a piece of shit, like little video production assistant. You know, you were a nobody that just leached off and just took over this girl's fucking already her insecurities. I don't know.
His name will be forever like somewhat famous over having been a satellite to Amy Winehouse, dude. And he doesn't fucking deserve that, dude. But whatever.
Yeah.
I guess that'll be his claim to fame.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, dude. So okay, so 2006, that's when BackToBlack starts making the scene, and
right, little stuff is dropping here and there, right?
Yeah, dude. And around this time, this is like around the time I started hearing her because she had like in the U.S. she started becoming big. I think on that second album, like they started pumping her stuff over here pretty hard too. About the time the second album drops, like, and everything starts charting over here, dude. Like including BackToBlack, because I don't think her first album like really was as commercially successful in the U.S. until BackToBlack came out.
No, but when BackToBlack comes out, that's when she broke. That's when she broke the record for the first female like British act to top the charts over here in the U.S. I think the way she did.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. I believe it. She was she was like a chart topper, dude. Like,
yeah, it was the highest charting U.S. debut by a British singer.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then she won Grammys over here for BackToBlack, no?
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, well, dude, like she won. They said she won 3
she
of the 4.
She swept the Grammys, from what I think.
Yeah, and she wasn't even here, dude. She wasn't even here to collect the award because she didn't have her visa shit in order.
Well, because she had got sent to rehab.
Ah, that's why. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she went to rehab a handful of times.
Her visa was denied, and then it was the denial was revoked on that Friday of the Grammys. But she wasn't able to make it, so she does play the Grammys, but from over there, from the UK.
Yeah, she like telecasts in, which sucks, dude. Like she should have fucking collected her Grammys. And like she won. I don't remember which ones it was, but they said it's three of the 4 what they call the big ones. It's like best single, best album, best artist, and then like something else. But she won like it's like you said, she swept the Grammys. She won the 3 of the 4 big awards that year.
Dude, I mean. I fucking love the Dap Kings, Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. Like,
oh yeah, she's related to them somehow, right? Like, what was her thing with the Dap Kings?
They were her studio and touring band for this album.
That's right. Yeah, dude, she gets around, dude. She's what do you call it? She's collaborated with a couple people, dude. I imagine it must have been like a fucking treat to collaborate with her, dude. Best pop vocals, best songwriter. Oh wow, some Grammys right there.
Oh, that's what she got from the Grammys, right? Correct.
Okay, and then so Mazzy also said that what was that guy's name? Clive? What's his name?
Blake.
That's what I don't know. Dude, I keep thinking Clive Barker for some reason. It's definitely not Clive Barker. Like, but
fuck
Blake.
you, Clive Barker. I don't even know who that guy is.
That's the guy. That's the horror guy. He did like I don't know. He did a whole bunch of horror movies. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? I do know his name. Special effects?
Yeah.
He's a director.
Both. He's really big in the horror special effects world too. He's really into that.
Okay, yeah. I thought I knew his name.
Yeah, but he's a director too and a writer. He's
Alien,
like really
right?
into horror. No, that's isn't that Ridley Scott? Well, Ridley Scott directed, but I don't know if he wrote. I don't know. Clive Barker. I know he's. What's that one? You know, with Pinhead.
Oh yeah, Hellraiser.
There we go. He did Hellraiser.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I know the name now. Yeah.
He also did They Live and like, yeah, I don't hate a bunch of shit. But his name's
They Live is a good movie.
Fucking reason. Yeah, that's a great movie, dude. Blake
love
Fielder. Blake Fielder Civil? Is that his whole name? Fuck Blake.
Yeah,
Fielder.
some cocksucker name.
Like Mazzy said, he's a footnote. He's pretty much a footnote.
Yeah, no.
Fucking
cocksucker.
Fucking chav. Just see him as a picture him as a chav. He's not really chavvy, but
he looks like a douchebag. Like he looks like one of those English douchebags.
He's pretty douchey, dude. I hate hearing him.
He looks like he could
shit.
play in Oasis.
That's pretty much an insult to anybody.
Yeah. So the biggest hit off of Back to Black is Rehab.
That's right, Rehab.
Correct?
Rehab, yeah, which is sounds like it's sung from a very personal point of view, personal perspective. Amy went to a lot of rehab.
And coincidentally, she was in rehab when she was getting a fucking Grammy for this shit.
Very fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the rehab didn't really work though.
She was in there a couple times.
I saw a documentary though that one of the first times they tried to send her to rehab, her dad was like, you don't need rehab, and supposedly someone said, it would have made a huge difference, but I'm like, no, because she went so many times. It's not like that first time she would have finally magically got clean. She just had addictive tendencies.
Well, also, there was a big thing where the dad he straight up he was pissed about that because they misinterpreted in the documentary what he actually said. And this is coming from him. He said that it's not that she didn't need rehab. It was more of let me pull it up real quick.
I mean, I know he cared about her because there were times where he'd move in with her to try to curb her drug use and stuff,
yeah.
So he cared. It wasn't like he didn't care, you know. I mean, if my daughter were Amy Winehouse, I'd probably be fucking trying to make sure that goose keeps laying golden eggs.
No, yeah.
Like, you know,
I can't seem to pull that one up actually, but yeah, it was more like her dad was saying they took that out of context and he didn't mean like she doesn't need rehab. It was that at the time she was just showing signs. So in other words, it was kind of like she doesn't need rehab. She just needs to kind of get away from the people she's around.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. It's like his personal view is that she doesn't need rehab. She just needs to, get her shit together, get her life.
Yeah. He didn't. But they obviously made it seem like, oh yeah, her dad's a piece of shit. He didn't want her to go to rehab. He saw her as a meal ticket.
There's a lot of bashing of her father, dude, in the whole history of her life, and he was more present than a lot of fathers are. So he probably doesn't deserve it, dude.
I mean, she did have a fucking a daddy's girl
tattoo.
Yeah, so it's like,
yeah, she had one for mom and one for dad, dude, on each arm. She definitely loved her parents, dude. It comes.
Yeah, through. Her dad was pretty much there, There's a lot of shit that's out there, but there's also the fact that she can't defend any of these claims or say anything. This is just what people fucking stir up, and that's the problem with a lot of media, especially when artists die.
Yeah, she's dead, and here we are. We're still running our mouth about her, dude. She's dead.
But I don't see her dad was like a complete piece of shit as they want to put him out there.
I doubt it, dude. I doubt it. He actually doesn't seem like he is. But what do I know? I didn't grow up with him.
What he said is that she didn't need rehab at the time, since it was like the early stages of her issues. But that the documentary decided it was better to edit out the at the time portion, which is what set him off over the fucking thing. Where it's like, no, it was my fucking kid.
Yeah.
He was also a jazz musician himself, or he is.
Oh, I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, he released an album a little bit before she died, and he was supposed to go on tour or play some event, but then she passed away, and he canceled all his shit.
Damn, dude! Wow, I didn't know that. Well, yeah, so it just runs in her blood, dude.
Yeah, awesome. He's the one that got her into Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett. I mean, she fucking has her last recording.
Tony Bennett.
Her last, is with fucking Tony Bennett.
Yeah, that shit's bad. Like, it makes sense. That's fitting.
You know, that's fucking pretty badass, man.
She's also like, it's cool that how she is with her family, dude. Like, because. Or like, I don't know, just going to show like that there's like this musical talent in the family. Like the first person she records, it's what, like her niece?
Her goddaughter.
Her goddaughter, that's who it is on her when she makes her own record label.
Her own label.
Yeah, she makes her own record label, and that's the first person she records, dude. It's like, I don't know. It's just interesting, dude.
What was the name of the label? Yeah, dude, I mean, there's nothing but talent. Like, I mean, that's just her goddaughter, but...
Yeah, for some reason I thought it was,
you know?
I thought it was Blood
Lioness Records.
Ah, that's the one.
Lioness Records. She even taught her goddaughter how to play guitar, you know, and paid for her singing lessons, you know.
Wow, dude, she must have had a connection with that girl. Do all that shit. Body and Soul.
Yeah, I mean,
was
from her brother teaching her guitar. What was that? I'm sorry.
Oh, Body and Soul was released a month after she died. Which one is Body and Soul? Oh, that's the Tony Bennett shit. That's what it is.
Okay. Because because the album that was released was the Hidden Treasures.
Yeah, that was bad, dude. So sad. It's so sad because the potential, dude. Like, it would have been so nice to see where she could have taken it, because that was early on in her career. Even the guy she produced with, Remy, he was saying how if this is how good you are at like 18, 20, you know, where will you be in like 10 years? And I don't know, cut down in her prime, dude. That's a cliche thing to say.
This whole album is the shit, though, man.
I don't know. I like 90-something% of her music is good, dude. Like, I don't know how she did it.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, dude.
It also like crosses barriers. It's stuff like everybody likes and without sounding like poppy and generic. Well, that's one of the things she said, is she didn't want to sound like everything else on the radio, that like music had lost its way, kind of. Like she wanted to make music that was really like technically good and written well, and that was one of her goals, and she achieved it. She did a good fucking job.
She had she collabed with fucking Nas, man, you know. Wow. Tony Bennett, Nas, Mark Ronson.
Yeah, Mark Ronson.
Just a lot of talented people.
How about
her covers, dude? Her covers are fucking beautiful.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, that was another one. Quincy Jones. It's My Party. She did that shit with Quincy Jones. The It's My Party and I'll Cry If I Want to.
Oh, does she?
Yeah. She did that cover, and I love Quincy Jones, dude. Like, that man can do no wrong. So the fact that the two of them created something.
Oh yeah. Oh, Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones got a hot daughter.
Yeah, Rashida Jones. Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's so sexy, man.
Yeah, she's a beautiful girl. Like, yeah, it's that mulatto influence.
She's got Our Day Will Come, which is one of my favorite fucking songs, and then her cover of that song, it gives you chills, man.
Wow, dude. Yeah, I believe it.
Between the Cheats is another great fucking song on that album. I mean, I'm looking at the Hidden Treasures album. Yeah. I think I kind of jumped the gun, right? I think we're still at Back in Black.
Oh no, you're good. We'll take some detours. It's cool. I haven't heard the Hidden Treasures albums. I have like the bonus editions of like Frank and Back to Black. That's what I have playing right now.
Oh, okay.
But that's good, because there's something I haven't heard, which I can catch up on. You would think I would have downloaded in preparation for this show, but I was like, I've heard all of her music, which isn't like strictly true. She's done a lot of random shit.
No, but that album, I feel like that was mostly her, because she wasn't entirely happy with the Frank album. You know, she felt like Island Records kind of rushed her into releasing what they wanted her to release. So she always said that she was kind of like 80% happy with it.
Yeah, but there's this thing about art. I don't remember where I heard this, but someone said that art isn't finished; it's abandoned. Which is true, right? Because you can never get it perfect. You know what I mean? There's always a point you just gotta like wash your hands of it and say, okay, it's done. It's a done deal, you know. And she was a perfectionist. She was she was said by all the people around her to be like a heavy perfectionist. Like She was like really strict on her studio musicians to play things exactly like how she envisioned them. She was really strict for the music to sound the way she envisioned it in her head. She was really, really like adamant about the way things would turn out. Really, very perfectionist, dude. Like that's one of the main things about her. It shows though. It shows in her work. So like, I'm just saying, I'm sure she thinks that album was like rushed, but that album touched a lot of people, dude.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, for sure.
It's amazing.
But no, what I was trying to get at, I've been losing my train of thought sometimes. But what I was trying to get at was that I feel like the Hidden Treasures album was something that she really wanted to do, because I think that was like off of her own label. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm sure, because when you start off as a musician, you only have so much influence over like the end product, but like the more you go and you start like making connections and you start like picking up speed, and then you have your own fucking label and you do things your way. Yeah, you get to put your own vision out there. And plus, she got better as she went.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's her best work is on that album, dude.
A fucking growing artist for sure, man.
Yeah, but dude, I'm just like, I don't know. Every time I hear a song by her, it's just like, man, there could have been so much more. There's a world where there would have been 10 more albums she made, you know?
Yeah, there was still a lot more she had to offer. A whole bunch more that she had to offer.
She deserved the run that like Aretha got. It would have been nice. That's all, you know.
Yeah, this girl's life was going in this direction either way.
Yeah.
She was a self-destructive person.
Yeah, that's true. That's why she met up with that fucking Fielder Civil asshole with Blake.
Correct.
Yeah, she'd been interviewed as saying that if he says one thing I don't like, I'll chin him. So yeah, he deserves that.
Yeah.
Oh, also she punched a fan. Again, I'm getting probably a little ahead of myself, but she punched a fan who told her that basically, who was talking shit about her husband at the time, Blake, and she punched the fan in the face, and then when Blake tried to step in to stop her from attacking the fan, she started attacking him. I think she ultimately went to jail for it, right?
She was such a badass.
I know.
Such a badass.
I love it.
She's your kind of woman.
Oh yeah.
Just chin you whenever you say something wrong. Oh man, you'd be walking around with no teeth.
Yeah, I could never date a girl like that, dude. It would just be too much of a fucking liability. I'd be dead by now.
Another fucking cat shirt?
Yeah, she also seemed like she had a temper. Like, dude, everyone who ever said they dated her said they got punched by her at some point. Like, she socked them.
Might have been the crack.
Yeah, it might have something to do with it. Crack does change a person.
Crack and drinking problem. I feel like heroin, you're just too on one to like really fight, but drinking and crack, that's a combination for socking somebody out.
So in 2007, she was hospitalized. She canceled a bunch of her shows because she was reported for overdosing heroin, ecstasy, cocaine, ketamine, and alcohol, dude.
God damn.
That's a serious fucking cocktail.
Fuck yeah, that's like a speedball and then some.
You don't talk shit about my husband. Wham! You don't talk shit about my fans.
You said it was cocaine, heroin, ecstasy, ketamine, and alcohol.
Yeah. She had to cancel a bunch of shows right then because she was basically... right after she canceled the show, she overdosed.
Hey, isn't ketamine a downer, though?
It's a disassociative. It's kind of like PCP. But it's not exactly a downer. It's kind of like... It's hard to explain. It's weird. It's different.
Is it psychedelic-ish, or...?
Yeah, it's more psychedelic-ish with... anesthetic. It's more like an anesthetic.
So that would affect breathing.
It could. You know, ketamine and ecstasy is a really like popular combination in the party scene. Like ketamine and ecstasy, all the time people combine this.
Kind of like balance out.
It's like it's even better than that. It's like they synergize each other. Like
so, ecstasy, ketamine is its own fucking cocktail of fun. Then you got your speedball of coke and heroin.
Yeah, this all sounds very safe so far.
I think the alcohols would really damage this whole situation.
Well, that's what killed her.
Yeah, it was the alcohol, man.
Rehab.
She was partying fucking fun that day.
Yeah, dude. But see, if she wasn't bulimic, She probably could have handled her alcohol better. And if it wasn't for the media and her shitty husband and paparazzi, maybe she wouldn't have drank so much that day. See, I'm blaming everyone else.
You're saying if she was fat, she'd be all right.
She'd probably be alive if she were fat, dude. I'm just saying Aretha never died. Dude,
next year it is.
Aretha hung on for a long time. All right, so.
Hey, for real.
So apparently, fat isn't as unhealthy as everyone says.
Well, we can certainly drink a lot.
Yeah, that's true. You can hold your liquor if you're fat. So, Mazzy, you're right. You either pick alcohol or you pick all the other drugs. That's right.
What are we talking about?
It's a tribute to Amy Winehouse,
drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mixing alcohol with other drugs. Right.
Yeah, it's because the thing is that apparently you can do alcohol or all the other drugs, but if you're Amy Winehouse, you do whatever the fuck you want.
Well, it's because alcohol fucking is one of the main ones that starts shutting down your respiratory system.
Yeah, and it doesn't combine well with other drugs, dude. Yeah, especially because of that. Like you said, yeah, it's a downer. You combine downers with downers. You're compounding the problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's just wanting to die.
Yeah, so
alcohol and Coke, perfectly fucking fine.
I just want to point out that that Amy Winehouse and Blake were arrested in Norway for possession of 7 grams of cannabis. That's some fucking bullshit, dude. Like, that's what, quarter of an ounce? It's a quarter of an ounce. It's fucking nothing, dude. Like, I mean, it's nothing if you're Amy Winehouse. They were probably going to smoke that in one hit.
That's some bullshit.
They're going to wrap it in one big joint, dude, and smoke it. And then also it's Norway. I thought Norway was pretty lenient about the drugs, dude. See, that's some bullshit. They were out to get her, dude.
Fucking Vikings.
I know, dude. You can't trust the Vikings, dude.
Yeah, trust them, bro.
They'd be cool about it, dude. Having that Viking blood in them, bro. Whatever.
We've been through this whole thing about this genetic, Viking genetic.
About the Viking genes? Have we talked about this?
We talked about it in the Bob Marley one, I think.
Did we? I don't remember our episodes.
The white gene.
The white gene. Yeah, that's right.
It's Nordic.
Is it Nordic? No, but see. Yeah, I guess so, huh? Because that's like Germanic and Nordic and. Well, what about like Romans? That's in there too, no? Right?
Nah, that's more like the pedo gene.
All right. So wait. So what are we missing on Amy Winehouse? I know because I'm going through 2007. Oh yeah, video of her smoking crack. Surfaced. I remember. I've seen a video of her smoking crack. I remember, and then I guess like she didn't get prosecuted. Like dude, someone sent that video into like the cops. Like who does that to a fucking like? That's what I don't get. I feel like someone was trying to ruin her life or something. Like, how? Like, dude, what kind of musician do you know of actually had people reporting their drug use to the fucking cops? Like, doesn't it go hand in hand?
Somebody was just on a tear to fucking ruin this poor girl's fucking life too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Crack is whack. That's true. Professional people use cocaine like adults, like responsible.
Yeah, adults. Man. If you can't afford coke, just don't get involved with it.
Yeah, really, man.
Crack is
the truth is nobody can afford coke.
Crack is coke's cousin. What's that guy's name? Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie?
You ever seen Vegas Vacation or any of the vacation films?
Yeah, the vacation movies. Those are great. Chevy Chase ones.
Yeah.
Good.
Crack is Cousin Eddie.
I can see that. Yeah,
that's what that is.
The cousin Eddie to cocaine. That's pretty funny. So let's see.
Whitney Houston.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's right. Whitney Houston did say crack was whack. Fucking liar. Like,
yeah, but she was enjoying that shit, wasn't she?
Oh yeah. But it's like, dude, could you imagine, like, if every time Whitney Houston went to smoke a rock, someone sent a video to the cops? Come on, man. I don't know if it's... I would say things are more conservative over in the UK, but, I mean, that's where, like, fucking...
Amsterdam,
that's what I was thinking of. Thank you. Amsterdam. That's where they have the red light district, too, right? It's like,
oh, yeah.
I don't know. There's some, and then there's Portugal where, like, all drugs are decriminalized. So it's like, okay, Europe is kind of known for a, like, lenient drug policy. How is this bitch getting caught with a quarter of an ounce and getting video of her smoking crack mailed to the cops? I just don't get it. So what else about Amy Winehouse? What are we missing? February 2008, she won Grammy Awards in the following categories: Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Female Pop Vocal Performance for the single Rehab, Best Pop Vocal Album, and BackToBlack was nominated for Album of the Year. Fucking...
Oh, Valerie's another good song.
I love Valerie, dude. That's my favorite Winehouse song. That was actually the first time I got acquainted with her as I heard that song, dude. It wasn't even on one of her albums at the time. And I was like, who is this? I need to know. Like, that's everyone's, I think, experience with Amy
Who is this black woman?
Yeah, this black woman is amazing. She has so much soul.
This black woman is so amazing. I bet she's big. She's black.
Yeah, you immediately assume, like, Aretha, dude. That's what you assume when you hear her voice.
And a Baptist.
Yeah, dude, she's raised in the church, you know.
She's a skinny Jewish white girl.
I know, the least you'd expect, dude. The least person you'd expect to sound like that.
Yeah.
I still can't get over it.
Sexy, though, right? Like, there's something about her that's kind of... I think it's her voice that makes her sexy.
You know, when I was watching one of those documentaries, and her first producer with Island was talking about how it's like, I couldn't help but have a crush on her. He's like, I gotta admit, I had a crush on her. And it's like, he's not the only person who's worked with her who said that about her. She's just larger than life, dude. I think she gets like...
I think she was charismatic as fuck.
Yeah.
She was a rude girl, you know. She was fucking, like, rebellious as fuck. She was a tough bitch.
She's like a tomboy, too. Like, just something like alluring about that
voice. Right.
Yeah, dude, like one of like the, you know, like a guy's girl, you know, like one of those, the girl who can hang out with the guys, you know, like run with the guys. Like, she's like one of those. I imagine she was a blast to party with, dude.
Snorting vodka shots, man.
That's right, dude.
You fucking tell me how to party. You know, fuck sticking a vodka-soaked tampon up your ass. Snort that shit.
I was about to go that direction, too. I'm like, I wonder if she ever butt chugged her liquor.
Oh, you know she did. You know, fucking, you know damn well she did.
What else am I missing? Okay, so, so this is something I wanted to mention, is that getting back to smoking crack and such, Amy Winehouse...
No crack in vaginas.
No, yeah, don't smoke crack in a vagina. Just saying, guys. Don't try it.
It is possible, though. It's possible. Just saying.
Gonna have to do some experimentation. But Amy Winehouse was chain smoking crack, and was already starting to have problems with her respiratory system, her heart. She basically was showing early stages of emphysema. Like, very, like, damn, dude, could you imagine how much you, like, dude, like, what did she do to her lungs to get to that point? You know what I mean? And how is she still able to sing so fucking well?
It was that natural talent, dude, because, I mean, fucking chain smoking itself is terrible. And then fucking adding crack to the mix.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That's just wanting the fucking lungs to, like, fucking explode and shit.
Yeah, you're asking for it, dude. There's no healthy way to smoke crack. Come on.
I think by the time of her death, her fucking lungs at 27 were already, like, at a 70%.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what her dad has said, that she was at, like, a 70% lung capacity effectively. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah, it's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, and so around this time, this is basically when she starts to really go off the rails. Like, this is when she starts to, like, have all these incidents where she's doing performances and she's forgetting words. She's forgetting names of, like, fellow musicians. She's like, dude, how do you forget words to the songs you wrote? Like, she's falling down drunk. Like, what do you call it? Her bodyguards are, like, trying to keep her on stage during performances. She's canceling shows. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. So this is when she really goes off the rails. Mm-hmm. And another thing, just one more thing I want to mention during this phase, like, right before she dies, like, because this is, like, what, 2010, basically, around this era where she's really going off the rails. Yeah, because it's right after BackToBlack, right? Yeah, so... she's performing in Dubai. She's performing for Russian oligarchs. So she's really famous. She's performing for rich people in other countries who are like the richest people in the world. Like, that's how sought after her voice is. And even though she's a fucking, like, flaming mess, people are lining up to hear her ass sing. In one of these, like, clips from a documentary, someone was saying, like, one of the labels, because of her, like, behavior was talking about kicking her off the label, and he's like, it just doesn't make sense because he's like, if they kicked her off the label, I would pay her to come sing in my house. That's how good she is. Like, you know what? And anyone else would snatch her up in a second. It's like, yeah, like.
She also performed at Nelson Mandela's fucking 90th birthday party.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I saw that too.
How badass is that?
That's pretty dope, dude. Like, yeah, so she's done some serious fucking gigs, dude. Like, near the end of her life, she was doing huge gigs. So, let's see.
I blame that guy Blake.
Yeah, fucking Blake, dude. Blake is a son of a bitch. I can't really explain how much I hate him. He's like just one of these like typical fucking like tweaker loser guys who like attaches himself to like a girl and like takes advantage of him, like just
and is still alive. Like,
yeah, really,
it should have been a Sid and Nancy type of shit.
I know, really, dude. If you could have just taken Blake with you.
Yeah,
it's easy to blame heroin, but let's not forget that alcohol is what killed her. So if you think about it,
I kind of blame crack.
Crack is a good easy one to blame. Crack,
because
heroin,
I mean,
yeah.
How many ex-heroin addicts do we still have out there?
Yeah, wait, like ex-heroin addicts who are still alive? That's true. We've talked about that. Give Fios?
Aerosmith has a fucking a residency in Vegas now.
Yeah, dude. Well, but Steven Tyler is sober now, right? Yeah.
But it's like we talked about last time. Remember, it's like you do heroin long enough, and
you become invincible.
It's the fountain of youth.
Yeah, that's true. Steven Tyler does look pretty young. Get Google Fiber.
He's in his 70s, and I heard an interview with him on the Church of What's Happening Now. Shout out to Joey Coco Diaz. I mean, not on the Church, on Joe Rogan. Shout out to Joe Rogan. Yeah, dude, his schedule for being a 70-something-year-old man is fucking insane. You know, that guy does more than me in a week than I do in a month. Yeah,
I was watching that interview, the one on Joe Rogan with Steven Tyler. That one.
Fucking badass.
Yeah,
bro.
dude. Yeah, dude. That guy means business, dude. Jesus, dude. Like,
oh yeah.
I walked away from that interview with a lot more respect for him.
Yeah, right. Like, Aerosmith like sucked until I used to listen to. Well, I still do, but I said Joey Diaz. You know, the Church of What's Happening Now. That guy got me into listening to the early albums of fucking Aerosmith, and those are badass, man. Toys in the Attic, Rocks, those are like, it gave me a new respect for Aerosmith. So then I really wanted to hear about this guy and like a real interview of him just hanging out and just sitting there and shit, you know. But heroin, bro, fountain of youth.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm just gonna have to try some, dude. Oh, this is something I really like about her, is that she covered that fucking Sam Cooke song Cupid. That's also one of my favorite songs by her, dude.
I have to hear that. Do you have that?
Yeah, I have it, dude. That's one of my favorites, dude. Let's see.
Oh, I think I do know this song.
Yeah, you'll know when you hear it.
I like her cover of Gangsters, too, by the Specials.
Oh, that's
or
the one I was thinking.
Or she sings with them. Yeah.
That is one of my favorites, dude. All time. And it's a Sam Cooke song, dude. We gotta do Sam Cooke eventually, too.
Oh, yeah, that's a legend right there.
Yeah. So, okay, she said her marriage with... So, dude, up until she died in 2011, she's still touring. She was actually starting to get healthy at that time.
In 2011, right?
In 2011, yeah. She was actually starting to, like, supposedly get a control on her habits. There was, like, a period of, like, sobriety, and then she drank herself to death.
Yeah, that's fucked, isn't it?
So that's good times. Yeah, that's terrible, dude. Man, so let's see. What was her last live performance? I had it written down somewhere. We know that her last song is the one with Tony Bennett.
Her last her last recording.
Yeah, and then
that's for her third album, The Lioness Hidden Treasures.
Yeah, that's the one.
But see, the thing about that album, it has songs that were just demos or just features, unreleased features,
and so like B-sides.
Yeah, because I think the Body and Soul was supposed to be like one of the markers on her third album that was supposed to come out, but since she unfortunately dies before anything,
Wow.
it's just a collaboration pretty much of stuff that she never released.
Oh, she was friends with Kelly Osbourne. Kelly Osbourne attended her funeral. I just want to throw that out there. She was like really close friends with Kelly Osbourne.
Kelly! Fucking Ozzy.
Oh, man. I don't know. Ozzy's great, dude.
Fucking love that guy, man.
Just impossible to fucking understand.
It just gets worse and worse the older he gets.
I know, dude.
He can sing his ass off, right?
That's true. Okay, so there's something I want to just my last Amy Winehouse fact I want to fire off before the
Yes,
night's
sir.
over is that she's like a charity queen, dude.
Oh yeah, see that's what I wanted to get into also about her, because you know we talked a lot of shit, but she was kind of a saint in that part too, though.
Yeah, dude. Like, dude, how many fucking charities she gave to, dude? Like,
That's I can name off a few. I mean, there's
there's a huge list.
Adopt a Minefield, which is it was to raise awareness about landmines
Yeah.
and other associated problems.
Yep.
Anti-Slavery International,
Yep. Breast cancer campaign.
Breast Cancer Campaign, CARE, which is a humanitarian agency delivering emergency relief and long-term international development projects.
Yep.
We got Children of the Andes,
Right.
Children's Medical Research Institute, the Christian Children's Fund. There's a lot of stuff with children in it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. City at Peace, UK Charity Telethon, Comic Relief,
Comic Relief, yeah.
London's Great Ormond Street Hospital for Sick Children, Greenpeace. Dude, it's everyone. Like Red Cross, UNHCR, UNICEF. Like, dude, like everybody.
Rights of Humanity, Holy Apostle Soup Kitchen, Save the Children, Save the Music Foundation, St. Jude's Children's Research
Jude's.
Hospital, Teenager Cancer Trust. I mean, the list just fucking goes on, man.
The impression I get is that she wasn't that into her money. Like, she just was spreading it around.
And she wasn't a narcissistic musician.
No, dude, she actually seems very humble. In every interview I've ever seen, she's very humble, dude. I mean, I guess when she's not cracked out, like, attacking fans and paparazzi, she's doing good. But, yeah, man, like, I think I could say something about her. Like, I think I could give her a role.
What are we, are we gonna give her a title?
Yeah, I think I would call her like the Princess of Soul, you know, like, because
Okay.
she didn't get to like fully mature, you know what I mean? She's like, she'll be forever youthful, like she never got to realize this full potential what she could have been, you know, like she's like a good understudy, a good apprentice as a musician, like. But goddamn, I'm just fucking bummed out, dude.
No, yeah, you know what? I think that's fitting. I think we found a title for her, the Princess of Soul.
Yeah, dude.
This is episode 7 already?
7.
We had the King of Pop, the Prince of Rock, the Queen of Soul.
Queen Soul.
What was Mac Miller? Or we had David Bowie, which was
shit,
our.
I forgot what was that we dubbed Bowie something. The Duchess
Duke.
of Soul. The Duke, yeah, he's the thin white Duke. He's the fucking Duke, dude.
Yeah.
And then we also
The
had a
Duchess
name
of Soul.
for Bob Marley. Bob Marley's the king of reggae.
King of Reggae.
It's like the people who are remembered are people who fucking made an impact, dude. It's something.
What did we give Mac Miller? Did we give him anything?
I don't think we gave him a title. Him and Amy Winehouse, it's similar because it's like opening a wound, like going through their catalog and their history. It's like, oh damn, and we'll never find out what else they were capable of. Like it's that same
Right,
element.
and it's like got into them a little too late
Yeah,
to have really fucking have enjoyed their true potential while they had it.
yeah. It's like now you know it's over.
Yeah, but they never really released their true potential, which is also a fucking a shitty thing.
Yeah, it's a huge bummer. It's sad.
So she's our Princess of Soul. Liz said the Duchess of Soul.
Duchess of Soul. I like that too.
I like that too.
It gives it that English spin.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what? Just like Princess Diana, though, the media was all over her, like, wouldn't leave her alone, didn't let her have much of a private life, over scrutinized her. And so, I don't know, there's a parallel even between, like, Princess Diana, Princess Winehouse, you know, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little more poetic than I need to be, but...
No parallels there.
Well, she didn't die in a car crash, and Princess Diana smoked a little less crack, so...
I mean, this girl's life was kind of a car crash at the end, though.
That's true. That's very true. It was a wreck. It was a wreck. It was a rubbernecker's dream. Sad,
but also a kind soul, man. She didn't want to be famous, which, like I said earlier, I kind of I think it's a load of crap when people say that, but it kind of seems like it's that in her instance. Like, she did enjoy it, but she also didn't. Her money went to a lot of good places, and it also went to her addictions.
Yeah, it's true. It's funny. It's funny how her music was probably split equally between charity and drugs. You know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we didn't even mention a lot of, like, her, like...
Yeah, you listen to her music, you'll get a feel. Like I mentioned, you know, there's pretty... That's why I call her a rude girl, you know, the rude girl of soul, because she has that influence of ska in there.
For sure. Yeah, you hear it on some of her songs. It comes across really loud on some of her songs.
Mm-hmm. You get a heavy rock steady feel, but then, you know, she does shit like Frank Sinatra type stuff, you know. She got the Dap Kings to back her with Sharon Stone and stuff, so she was just really all over the charts, you know.
I also think, like, it that tells a musical story of being yourself, like, because she wasn't doing what everyone else was doing at the time. You know, no one else was doing like their own versions of jazz standards, you know what I mean? And sure, she had the voice to complement that, but that was like strictly an Amy Winehouse deal. And it's almost like you could be successful in any genre if you put your heart and soul into it like that and throw yourself into it 100%. So I think that's like a really like inspiring and encouraging message for musicians. Like, no one would have thought, you know, a jazz album was what was going to break out those years. You know what I mean? Jazz, ska,
kind of like a big band kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
A rock steady feel, just a unique individual.
What songs would you recommend?
She is our queen or our duchess. And what was that? What songs?
What songs would you recommend that were not radio hits? Let me pull up the playlist because there's probably a lot of stuff I can say. The one I said. Oh yeah, go.
Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say the one I said earlier, Cupid, the Sam Cooke one. That's like one of my fucking favorites. I think Valerie is a deep cut because it wasn't technically on the albums, but people know that song, so I don't know. I don't know if I would call it a hit or not.
But this one is also on the Hidden Treasures. No, it was also like something like that didn't make it out there too much. I would go with listen to the Hidden Treasures album because it has my personal favorite songs from her. Are pretty much everything on there. She's got Body and Soul with Tony Bennett. She's got Like Smoke with Nas. She's got Valerie on there. My personal favorites are Our Day Will Come and Between the Cheats. So it's just this whole album to me was the other albums are fucking great, but this one right here was that was my favorite. So Mazzy, to answer your question of what songs I would recommend that weren't radio hits, Between the Cheats and Our Day Will Come.
There's one more I want to mention. I actually mentioned it before the show started in the chat, but in case you didn't see it, Mazzy, there's a song called October Song, and like this is like one of the things, like, I don't know, it makes me just like fucking love her, dude. Like it takes the melody of a jazz classic called Lullaby to Birdland. It's a jazz standard, Lullaby to Birdland. She takes the melody and she like cuts it up kind of and does like kind of like a remix almost of it melodically, and it's really fucking good. And like it's such a classy fucking song.
Let's leave off our wonderful audience here with one of these songs. If you have Between the Cheats on there. As always, you can find us on all of our social handles, from Instagram to Twitter to Facebook. At this, is it This Week's Death and Music or just Death and Music?
Just Death and Music.
Try to Death and Music. All one word, correct?
Yep.
all one word, Death and Music. Our little icon is that music note with two skulls. I'm still working on the other logo, so once we have our logo, we'll be set up, and you'll recognize it whenever you type that.
Maybe we can get some shirts out with that or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to work on some merch and shit, just for pretty much for our constant fans here. I'll make sure you guys get some shit for free, because fucking love you guys for joining us 7 weeks in a row, man. It's fucking awesome.
I think I should get some stickers out, dude. Maybe we could get some stickers going for everybody, like cheap. But
yeah,
we can distribute them and get them around pretty quick.
Just start putting them everywhere and put it out there.
By the way, this song's fucking dope, dude.
It's a beautiful song. It has that cocksucker Blake in the video that's playing, which
yeah, dude. Blake's such a douchebag.
But it's a beautiful song. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So this live show is going to make it on Facebook, YouTube. So
once again, you can follow us on all those things. Yeah.
Don't forget Instagram too. Instagram's out there. Right. Death and Music.
Instagram, Twitter, and
Twitter.
Liz does a great job.
Yeah, Liz does a really good job of managing the social.
What's your sister's name again? I'm sorry.
Oh, Sarah. Shout out to Sarah. I'll keep mentioning her until I get like a credit roll at the end or something.
No, yeah. Thank you very much, Sarah. Appreciate it 100%. Liz, Mazzy, fucking love you guys being on here. Thank you very much for being a part of this always.
Yeah, thanks for coming through every week.
Robbie Diesel, thanks for another good show, brother.
Yeah, Ellie, thank you. Thanks for making through. It was a good show. It was really good. I'm glad everyone was here.
We got to learn a little bit of the Duchess, the Princess of Soul. So, with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in to another week's edition of this week's Death and Music. I fucking just stepped all over myself on there. Thank you very much.
they know what it is.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. We'll see you all next week.
Sir, peace.
Have a good one, man.